and overpaid who are willing to burn everything to the ground. And that is who is in control of the left. When people say, oh, it's a small fringe of people who think trans sports are a thing. No. It's the people who control what is permissible on Facebook and Google.
Steven Crowder is absolutely stunned, as it has been revealed why Kamala Harris did not do the Joe Rogan podcast. While Steven Crowder thinks it wouldn't have helped Kamala Harris to do the Rogan podcast, he thinks it's a symptom of a much rather larger disease. Let's see what Steven Crowder has to say about these recent shocking revelations.
That may be the mistake. I don't think it would have helped her. I think it would have hurt her, but she had to go for broke. Didn't go on Joe Rogan's show. Okay. Seems that that's because of, like I've always said, the pushback from her team. You have to appease those people, whether it's an awful sketch that makes air on Stephen Colbert because a black chick wrote it, or it's people managing the billion-dollar campaign who will walk off and protest if you go on the biggest podcast in the world.
Jeez.
So according to one of Doug Emhoff's staffers, Financial Times, this is where it comes from. It says there was a backlash with some of our progressive staff that didn't want her to be on it, and how there would be a backlash, which I don't really know what that means, the way he says it, and how there would be a backlash. But here's the thing. This is not the first time this has happened, right? We've been following this for a very long time. That's why we were demonetized here on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's why Susan Wojcicki had to, at the Recode conference, say, well, there was no violation of God, but we had to create new ones because people there at YouTube were threatening to walk off if we were allowed on the platform. So that's one example. You have Facebook as another example. In 2020, right, you had employees who protested Zuckerberg's refusal to ban Trump leading up to the election, right? There was this whole mass calling out sick while working from home during COVID. So Mark Zuckerberg has apologized, and I hope that he's being genuine where he said, yep, we should not have capitulated to the government during COVID. We should not have capitulated on the Hunter Biden laptop story. We were receiving direct communications from the administration, from intelligence agencies telling us what we had to do, and I'm sorry about that. But he can't actually tell you his real viewpoints now, lest he lose half of his staff. It's not about him. Even if the head of the company can do the right thing, we don't have the same redemption arc because there are a bunch of people in the back room, right? Underqualified and overpaid who are willing to burn everything to the ground. And that is who is in control of the left. When people say, oh, it's a small fringe of people who think trans sports are a thing. No. It's the people who control what is permissible on Facebook and Google. Here's another example. In 2017, right, employees walked out over Donald Trump's immigration ban.
Jeez.
Which doesn't even make sense.
No.
Just walked out. This is like when you were a kid. Remember you had like a walkout in your high school? And
feel powerful.
Yeah, but you just did it. Like, I don't even know what it was.
And then you all got like suspended.
Yeah, I did.
I'm running away. I'll be home for dinner.
Yes, exactly.
Make sure I have food and water and shelter still, please.
Yes. Saturday Night Live, right? 2021 cast members refused to appear alongside Musk. Remember that when he was hosting the show?
I don't understand.
And by the way, Saturday Night Live lost the biggest new comic ever in Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
Because he said Chinaman. He might have said, you might need to hit the YouTube dump button. I think he might have said when talking about a racist guy going to Chinatown, right? That was what it was taken from on a podcast.
He's talking about armor.
He was, well, yes, exactly. But they lost Shane Gillis. And now you see, okay, everyone who goes to SNL, their careers, Shane Gillis. You think they didn't want to catch that big fish? Of course they did, but they couldn't do it. They cannot improve, and by they, I mean the left. I mean, whether it's a candidate or whether it's a company, they cannot improve their product. They cannot correct course because of the people who are entrenched. So I will never hear anyone say, I used to be a Democrat, but the Democrat Party left me. I'm a classical liberal, but nope. These are the people in charge of all of the left's institutions. Whether it's academia, whether it's media, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's big tech, these are the people who are running the show.
I also wonder if that's why a lot of these hosts, like say David Pakman, for instance, if that's why he's not going to change either, because at the end of the day, he has an audience to please. And he even said it himself when he got called out for being wrong about the election. He even said it himself. He's like, I was trying to tell you, I mean, come on. But he was trying to be like, oh, I told you guys, I tried to tell you the numbers were showing Trump was up and you guys didn't want to hear it. You told me to shut up about it. So he was pretty much admitting to audience capture right there. So I wonder if these hosts are also slaves to their audience as well. I mean, yes, it happens to the right too, but I think the left, like, they've polarized their own audience and these people, like with the indoctrination, because again, it's not just the hosts, it's the colleges, it's the schools that are, and it's the media that are implanting these ideas, that are instilling these ideas and this ideology into their brains. So yeah, not only do you have these people working everywhere now, especially in these businesses and these companies, but the audiences are hungry for it as well. And so that's another point I wanted to bring up, is I wonder if that's what these hosts are going through too. Do they feel like they have to just keep appealing to this and just keep telling these fans what they want to hear because it makes them money? What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. Give my channel a subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Let's continue.
Remember what their reason was at that point, because he didn't own Twitter at the time. Twitter was still a thing independent on its own. Obviously, he had a big account there, but was it because he left California for Texas?
Could be.
Is that really it? Because I don't remember him being a controversial.
He was speaking out against.
He was a bit outspoken
Yeah.
about COVID, and this is April 2021, so this is a year after COVID started.
Right. Yeah.
I assume that's got to be it.
Then you have Oracle. Remember that? Oracle in 2020 employees, they walked out, staged a huge walkout after their company founder there, Larry Ellison, hosted a fundraiser for Donald Trump.
Bold strategy.
Yeah. So hold on a second. No walkouts when 99% of contributions, we've run those numbers for years, went to Democrats in all of big tech companies and firms. Nothing. Not a peep. One guy, and you walk out. Also, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. People will get mad at me. This is the entitlement of employees who don't realize that they're replaceable.
Yeah.
And we have a culture, especially since COVID, we're like, well, I want to work from home. Oh, it's a factory. Yeah, but I don't want to be in there. But it's a foundry. You have to handle melting liquid hot magma. Well, I didn't have to the first 2 years. Well, you can go screw yourself. And then they demand the government step in and enforce a law that doesn't allow businesses to fire them. I think we need a culture of more firing. Genuinely. We need a culture of more firing. We've gotten away from that. Oh, you're really bad. And you don't fire someone just because they're not great at their job. You fire someone because they're hurting someone else at their job. And I will tell you this, I realized this a few years into this company, right? Where it was like,
I remember.
I was awful at firing people. That's a big reason you're here. And
Wait, to fire
hold on,
people,
that's-
or because you couldn't fire
That
them?
could really go
there
both
was a
ways.
period there was a period of time, to put a specific time. There was a period of time where there was about 20% of the people doing all of the work.
Right.
And because I was too much of a pussy because I felt bad firing people. You know what? You had other people who were overworked, overstressed, and it wasn't fair to them because they would show up and they would do the work. And Toolman, yes, you were one of them. Thank you. You still aggravate me, but in the nicest ways. And I had to go, you know what? Hold on a second. This isn't fair. Because I thought, okay, fine, I'll take more of it on. You know, no one's perfect. But then you look at the people who are there, who want to be there, who actually take pride in what they do, and they're being hurt. And you know what? They have families too. You're working at a company where you're on a deadline and you look back at your office and all the cubicles are empty because one guy happens to vote for Donald Trump. You know how awful that is? Do you know how much pressure is now on you? Because you are going to be graded on your performance, and the people who aren't there won't, because there is no performance to grade. We need to, this is the issue with Disney movies, right? If you're a business owner, you show up, you're the bad dad who doesn't have time. You're the oil man. You know what? I don't know if you know this, but there are a lot of business owners out there who are actually pretty damn compassionate, and they want the employees who are doing well to do even better.
Yeah.
But you got to cut the dead weight. Oracle, Facebook, Google, who else have I missed? SNL, who else am I missing here? All of them.
Yeah, it's the bad apple syndrome. It's one bad apple or a bad attitude will contaminate the rest of the team.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with
Elon Musk, the first thing that he did when he when he bought X, was he cleared out like a lot of the employees because he figured he trimmed the fat, so to speak. There was a lot of fat in that company. A lot of people earning lots of money, not really doing much or adding much to the company. And now that he's the head of Doge, him and Vivek Ramaswamy, now that they're the heads of Dogecoin, now that they're head of Doge, I'm pretty sure they're going to do a great job of trimming the fat in our government. But imagine being so indoctrinated, like so brainwashed by everything that you can't even, like, you can't even, like, if Elon Musk makes an appearance in SNL where people who don't want to do sketches with him, like, imagine being so brainwashed to thinking, man, Elon Musk is so terrible that I don't want to do a skit with him. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure some of these same SNL comedians or what have you, whatever you want to call them, actors, whatever, I'm sure they were willing to do a sketch with Diddy. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, if I were on SNL and let's say Joe Biden was going to do an appearance, I couldn't imagine just being like, I'm not doing a sketch with him. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I don't like Joe Biden, but I'm not like, I don't think Joe Biden is this big, terrible person. I don't think Joe Biden's a good person either, but like, I don't think he's this huge, terrible person, this evil, awful person that I'm like, I'm going to refuse to do a sketch with him. But that's how so crazy and so indoctrinated and so brainwashed these crazy lunatic leftists are. They're unhinged, completely unhinged. And I don't think Kamala Harris going on Joe Rogan, like, I agree with Crowder, like, I don't think that would have helped her. I think that would have actually done more to hurt her. I think it was smart not going on Joe Rogan, because clearly Kamala Harris is not fit for long form interviews. She's not fit to talk for long periods of time in front of people. And so, yeah, she was already exposed as being full of it and lacking any substance, and that would have just further exposed her. So I don't think going on Joe Rogan would have helped her. But the fact that it wasn't even that is why she didn't go on. The fact that it was her staff that would have not wanted her to go on. I mean, that's insane, guys. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. Give this video a like if you haven't already. If you want to see Steven Crowder completely owning people, I have a whole playlist for you in the right-hand corner. If you want to see these loony leftist libtards in action, I have a whole playlist for you on the other side.